Hi, Alex from Scale Swimming. How are you?
Hey Marcus, I'm good, thank you. Hope you're well. Hey, I'm very excited about this because I've got no idea what you're going to ask me to talk about. I've had no prep, so hit me with it.
Okay, I hit you with it. So let's say I'm a 25. Oh well, let's say I'm 32 years old, and I'm coming to you, and I have some experience in swimming. I can do some kicks and whatsoever. I want to compete in triathlons and open water swims and whatsoever. That is the ultimate goal. I'm coming to you, so I'm a okay swimmer. I know how a pool looks like. I've seen a board before and whatsoever. So how do I start swimming freestyle?
Yeah, good question. Well, you have to put your trunks on to start with.
Oh, nice one.
Yeah, and then you have to get into the pool, and we start practicing. We start training. So if I had somebody that came to me, I would obviously have to look at what their level of ability is. Some people have got maybe raised expectations of their own ability. So I would get them to do a nice steady warm-up, and I would enforce and reiterate that I want them to do a steady warm-up, because quite often I'll get new masters swimmers that come and they want to impress straight away. So they'll sprint the warm-up.
Mm-hmm.
And I always have to tell them just to slow things down, then we can look at them. But I'm just flipping it around on you to give me time to think of a good, solid response. What would you do in that same situation, Marcus?
No, well, listen, you're not so far off. I would also say let's start. Do you warm up, and in the warm up you can already see, or let's say do 200 meter, that they're not too exhausted. Usually you don't know what the level of fitness is, so you do the 200 meter, and then you can already see a lot where are the pitfalls and where are the things, how is the technique and whatsoever. And then usually I would start with giving them the board, which is a new friend for quite some time, especially when we do technical sessions, and then we'll give them the board and say, come now, we do like 50, 200, 50, 100 kicks, and do that and see what they do. And then obviously I would start from the bottom, and then first of all I would say, okay, we're holding that board, we do one arm, so one length with one arm, just do your normal thing and just do one arm. One thing I would always say, always wait in front, so when the arm comes, don't start again, so that you're not going to do this movement. So you wait in front and you just do one arm at a time. Always wait until your body is balanced out and your kicks have been stable again, and then you do the other arm. Very important thing, patience and wait in front of it. Nothing is running away. Water is not gonna, whatever. And then the other arm, obviously, and then I would slowly but surely build up, but always with the angle that you hold the board and you wait in front of it. And I've seen it countless times that they start immediately, and then you tell them, but I told you to wait. Okay. And then it's not. Only the people get this have a bigger success rate, in my opinion, about it. And so on, I would build it up, and at some point we would lose the board and try to do the whole cycle again without the board. So that would be the first technical session I would do. So this is how I would start with it.
I'm going to say that probably one of the lines I always say is that if you want to swim faster, you have to swim slower to swim faster.
Cool.
So what happens if you're a beginner swimmer? You'll end up trying to thrash through the water. You think that if I can throw my arms over faster, if I can kick harder, I'm going to go faster. But what we have to do is just rein them in, slow them down. And that matches what you've just been saying about, if you've got holding the board out in front of you and you've got your arm coming over, you've got to hold it. And, this is the first part of the setting up of the stroke, of the hand entry, the glide, the pull, the catch and the pull, all of this kind of thing. So people have to slow things down and do those technical aspects correctly, get the right lines, get the right pull, go through those phases in the right time, the right sequence, the right order. Then we can start working on getting faster.
Well, that's a good point. So yeah, as I said, so that will be my technical session. So you do the the kicks, then the one arm right arm, left arm, then two left, two right, catch up, then everything without the board, and so you slowly build up. And this is how it starts. But then the important thing is, so they had one technical session with me, and then the week later we have another technical session. Now it comes to the beauty part. In the meantime, we'll give them the trainings, let's say 2 times after that until the next time, and in that they should, on the one hand, do some technical drills which I told them, plus they should do some intervals to embed the learn, so to grind. So it would be then, let's say, maybe 25-50% drills, and the rest of the session you do an interval set or 2 interval sets, how much time you have. And then we see each other again the week after. So on the one hand, I emphasize on the slow swimming, and then I agree with you. The slow swimming is very important, or patience is the main thing. Patience and slow swimming, yeah, that is one thing. And the other thing is also try to embed what you have learned, because if you focus too much on technique, you lose the focus on you lose the ability of the other things. So it's about it's a trade-off, I think, ultimately. And so there, for me, this is a bit of the pitfall which usually people do, because they come for a training lesson, like a technical session, for the first time they see me, and then the next session is the week after. When you see them up, they are actually at the same level as they came the first time. So it's like, because they didn't go swimming in the meantime. This is one of the biggest problems. So we have the person, he came to you, you know his levels, we have done some drills, you have emphasized the slow swimming part and whatever, and we started to also embed some training. And then how we get to the lake, how would you go from there?
Yeah. So you just touched on it, and you talked about interval training. And like for a beginner swimmer, or someone that's not really had a swimming background, and I think I'm gonna make a video on this one day, because I think it's quite important. But it's getting the right mindset, and it's shifting your mindset. So I always feel that if you are from a swimming background and you want to go into triathlon, you want to start your running training, and what you'll do, you'll get your runners on and you'll go out and run for half an hour non-stop and then come back, for example. Whereas if you were a runner and you were getting into triathlon, you'd probably go and do some interval runs. You probably wouldn't just run continuously for a set period of time. And then, so if you're from a running background and you're coming into swimming, quite often I see those individuals coming to the pool, getting their gogs on, getting in the pool and swimming non-stop for half an hour or whatever it might be, at the same pace. And you're only going to be able to make so much progress. From a swimmer's perspective, you wouldn't generally get in, unless you're a distance swimmer, and swim non-stop for half an hour. You would bring in intervals into your training schedule, like you've got in your lovely waterproof training book.
Exactly. So listen, I mean, with this call, we can also touch on other bases, but actually that's what you're right about. You will never go into the pool. That is the misconception which a lot of people have when they look at swimming and they say, yeah, I could do it for hours and hours, because we are human, we are creatures of habit. The first time you do that 3 times, and I told the story many times before. You do it the first day, after 200 meters or 300 meters, your body will say, oh, I've done it for 300 meters. I don't need to do it again. I can go in low energy and save mode, and do the rest of it. And then afterwards, the second session, it's after at 200 meters already, and the last session after 100 meters. Oh, I know this from the last sessions. I'm going in low energy mode, some sort of I save energy, and then I don't burn as much, and don't get, and the fitness won't won't increase your fitness levels. You won't. And yeah, there is the interval sessions, and scale swimming, funny enough, as we have it, they create training books, and there are also sessions from me in there in one of the books, and they have other books which give you an idea of these intervals and how it's done, or how a set should look like. So maybe go over to their homepage, Scale Swimming, or they have it linked to this account, like to the YouTube account and Instagram. Maybe check that out just to get an idea. That's just about that. But yes, going back to the topic, so we have the training, how it needs to be done, technical things. You need to be patient with yourself, but also when you want to build up on that, you need to grind. And then I would say, if you already have this training cycle and whatever set up, I would add then to the intervals, let's say once a week or once every 2 weeks, a technical drill session, if you don't just already embed it into your training. So for example, when I go and swim, I do warm up, and then the first after the warm up, the first bit will be some technical drills, and only then I would start the interval set. You can do it this way, or you say, okay, I'm doing 3 times a week, 2 weeks, and once a week or once every 2 weeks of this session I will dedicate only to technical drills. And so you cover grinding, like embed what you've learned, plus also you would do the technical side and enhance that over and over again. I think that is from my side.
Yeah, so same, agree there with everything. But what, I think the important thing as well is to train in different training zones, and push your body in those different training zones to then help build, that kind of holistic building block. No, let me try and start that again. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Holistically build your speed, your endurance, build the whole package. So you need to do some speed work. You need to do some, as I said, train in the different training zones. If you're a runner, like you would do when you're out running.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I guess we have it. So it is. There are a couple of things which stick out to this call, and I know it's a bit of a different call to this. It's not technical as such. It's more high level, or how would we do it. One thing is patience. Also learn how to swim slow. Don't just focus on technical drills and improve that technical drill session. I've said it in other episodes already. Also think about the grinding part, the different zones, intervals. As you said, you wouldn't run just for an hour. If you want to be better in running, you will go and do your hill reps, and then whatever you have there, you're gonna do your interval sets. You go on the track and field area, and then you would do your 10 times 400. The same thing you can do in swimming, and this is how you emphasize it. And the other thing which I will bring in on top of it is, every now and then, hopefully you get the chance to record yourself, to see how it looks underwater, how you look from the front, from the side, and above the waterfront side, how it looks, and there you can already filter out a lot of things which you can do better, I think.
Actually, that's a really good point, and I didn't talk about that. But if anyone's watching this and they do film themselves, don't be shy to send me some clips of yourself swimming, because I will happily just give you a couple of pointers. So if you send like a 15-20 second clip or whatever it is of either your stroke above the water or your stroke below the water, there are loads of things that I'm happy just to give you some pointers for. So there we go.
Well, that's a good one. That's very nice. That's a very good one, because it doesn't take long to see what could be done differently, and especially for people like us, where we are in the swimming game for such a long time, we know all that. I think that is a good point. So as I said, you have a built up. You need to be patient. You need to sort of have some sort of a plan, someone with you. You need to do the grinding. You need to take it slow and just be patient with yourself. You will be able to do it, but don't try to, now I can do it. Like, try to build up on it. That's it. Be patient.
Rome was not built in a day.
Good point. Good point to end it. Thanks for the call. Again, if you have questions, if you want to know more about this certain topic, shoot it in the DMs in Instagram, YouTube. We both have accounts, Scale Swimming and Marcus Marthaler, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, wherever we are. Like, share, follow us, give some love. We appreciate it. And I hope this was nice for you and it was helpful. And until next time, let's talk swimming.
Have a good day.
You too.
Or night.
Cheers.